to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
Teyana Taylor wasn't expecting to find anything. And that's what made it worse. When you go looking, at least you're bracing for the blow. But when it sneaks up on you, when it finds you, it hits differently. Harder. Colder. She had just been trying to have a normal day. Dressed in sweats, cleaning the living room while soft music played in the background. Aaron was supposed to be back soon. Meeting a director? Or maybe a stylist? She hadn't even asked. Things had been peaceful lately, even after all the chaos. The ex, the baby rumors, the late nights with no calls. Somehow, they'd managed to find their way back to calm. Slowly, cautiously, he'd been showing up again, being present, saying the right things. Not just to her, but to her daughter too. And Teyana had let herself believe it. Quietly, privately. She hadn't posted anything. She didn't want outside voices interfering. She wanted to give him a real chance. And maybe, just maybe, she'd started to trust again. She was dusting when her phone died. No big deal. She just needed the music back on. Without thinking, she reached for Aaron's laptop on the table. She knew the password. He hadn't changed it in years. It was a simple, everyday action. But what she saw the moment the screen lit up stopped her. The last tab was still open. A bright banner across the top, playful cartoon animals. A baby registry. Her first reaction wasn't even fear, it was confusion. A mistake? Maybe something for a friend? But when she clicked the link, the page loaded completely. No mistake. It was his name, right there, Aaron Pierre. Co-registered with someone named Danielle. Her chest went tight. She didn't know the name, but the list was unmistakable. Bottles. A crib. Diapers. Onesies. Delivery dates circled around late August 2025. Right there, at the top. Estimated arrival. And worse, a short message in the notes section. Thank you for helping us welcome our miracle baby. Our miracle baby. Teyana stared at the screen. Frozen. As if the rest of her body was still trying to catch up to what her eyes were seeing. She closed the browser. Reopened it. Maybe it was old. Maybe a glitch. But it was still there. Still him. Still real. She didn't cry. Not yet. She couldn't even move. Her fingers were cold, like her body was trying to protect her from the heat rising in her chest. She stood in the middle of the room, eyes blank, staring into nothing. Then slowly, she sat down. Not from weakness, but from weight. Like the truth had settled on her shoulders all at once. Because this wasn't just another betrayal. This was layered. This was about trust. About how weeks ago, when the rumors were swirling and the internet was alive with chaos, when Aaron's ex had gone live, pregnant and angry, saying he'd ghosted her, Teyana had looked him in the eyes and asked the one question that mattered. Is there anything else I don't know? And he said no. He swore. Told her he'd made mistakes, sure that he hadn't always handled things the right way, but that everything was out in the open now. He was serious, he was ready, he was done running. And the worst part? She believed him. That's what made her body fold into the floor. Not the baby registry. Not the due date. Not even the woman's name. It was the lie. The ease of it. The way he walked through the door she left cracked open, dragging mud in behind him like it was nothing. She sat there for what felt like forever. Silent. Barely breathing. When her friend stopped by an hour later and found her sitting cross-legged on the rug, laptop closed, face pale, she didn't need to ask. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. Teyana didn't speak at first. She just pointed. Her friend opened the laptop, saw the tab still open, and gasped. The next hour was a blur. Her friend talking. Her heart pounding. Everything out of focus. Teyana couldn't even form a full sentence. She kept shaking her head, as if somehow motion alone could undo it. But it was too late. It was done. And the name kept echoing in her mind, Danielle. Who was she? Teyana picked up her phone, hands trembling, and typed the name into Instagram. Several profiles popped up, most of them private. But one caught her eye. A woman in a pale blue dress, cradling her belly. Her face turned just slightly, but visible enough. And the background? Teyana recognized it instantly. A studio in la. One Aaron had filmed on earlier this year. So he knew her. Not in passing. Not by accident. He had history with her. Months of it. He planned this baby. Built a future. Said nothing. Her hands shook harder. Vision blurred. It wasn't rage yet. No, this was something colder. Deeper. This was betrayal in its rawest form. She thought she'd already done her time with heartbreak. Thought the worst of it was behind her. But this wasn't just another wound. It was a quiet, surgical slice to the soul. She got up, walked to the bathroom, and locked the door. Her friend followed, pleading through the wood for her to come out. But she couldn't. Not yet. She slid to the floor, knees pulled to her chest, letting silence wrap around her. Every memory replayed. Every smile. Every kiss. Every time he said, "I'm here now." Had any of it been real? Eventually, she opened the door. Her eyes were red, but her voice didn't tremble. "I'm done," she said quietly. Her friend didn't argue. She just nodded. "I know." That night, Teyana packed a small bag. Just the essentials. No speech. No tears. No calls to Aaron. She didn't even leave a note. Because what do you say to a man who can lie to your face with that much ease? But he must have noticed the laptop, because by morning, the messages came flooding in. "I can explain. It's not what you think. It was before us." She wanted to keep it private. Excuses. All of them. She didn't read past the previews. Let them pile up. 20 unread messages. 3 missed calls. 1 voicemail, deleted without listening. He'd had months to tell her. Months to be honest. He chose silence. He chose secrets. Now he could sit in them, alone. Days later, the news leaked. A gossip blog posted a screenshot of the registry. It was the exact one she'd seen. Same names, same due date, same items. Social media lit up. Wait, another baby? Is this man collecting kids like sneakers? He played Teyana again. And for once, Teyana didn't have to say anything. The truth said it all. Then came the Instagram unfollow. Quiet but final. Teyana removed Aaron completely. No tags, no mentions, no traces. Her story went dark. No quotes, no cryptic captions, no carefully curated selfies. Just silence. And if you know anything about Teyana, you know that when she goes quiet, she's not retreating. She's cutting. Clean. Deep. At the root. But that wasn't the end. Aaron tried to spin the narrative. He posted a story. White text, black background. Always the same aesthetic. Timing isn't always perfect, but truth always comes to light. The comments wasted no time. "You mean the truth you hid? She deserved better, bro. Don't gaslight her. Just apologize." But the damage was done. And Teyana? She didn't respond. She didn't need to. The internet handled it for her. Receipts were everywhere. The live had been recorded, reposted, analyzed, slowed down, broken apart frame by frame. The lie wasn't in the dark anymore. It was front and center, under the harshest spotlight. Public shame. And even though Teyana hadn't said a word, people felt it. That moment when it clicked, when it broke her. The betrayal sat heavy on her face, and yet, her silence screamed louder than any public clapback ever could. She had given grace, again. And in return? Cold betrayal. People started talking. Friends. Fans. Even former collaborators. Quiet support turned into loud distance. Lines were drawn. The energy was shifting. Teyana's inner circle went into lockdown. No more access. No more leaks. No more friendly sources whispering to blogs. The gates were shut tight. Because now this wasn't just about a breakup. It was about honor. And royalty protects its own. One of her team members posted their own cryptic story. White text, black background. "You played with the wrong woman, and now you've lost access to royalty." That line went viral. Everyone knew who it was about. Everyone knew who she was. You don't disrespect a queen and expect to keep your place in the castle. Everyone knew who she was. You don't disrespect a queen and expect to keep your place in the castle. The next morning, paparazzi caught Teyana's mom pulling up to her house, sunglasses on, jaw set. And she wasn't alone. Her daughter was with her, holding her grandmother's hand. The photo broke hearts. But it also sparked something else. Power. This wasn't a woman crumbling. This was a woman being carried. By legacy. By blood. By generations of women who had weathered storms and come out shining. And Aaron? Nothing. No new post. No interview. No apology. No let me explain. He didn't even try to clean up the mess. He vanished. Like he couldn't face what he'd done. Like the shame was too heavy. The guilt too loud. Because this wasn't peaceful silence. This was a man hiding from the fire he started. With his own hands. But Teyana? She may have collapsed the night she saw that registry. She may have curled up on the bathroom floor. Face wet with tears, heart in pieces. But when she stepped back into the world, she was unshaken. Not a single crack in her stride. Because she wasn't chasing love anymore. She was walking away from betrayal. And not once did she look back. And sometimes the quietest exit? That's the loudest power move there is.